those keywords you just love the stuff. Don't do that. Separate it out. That's 4 posts that they could make on Stop Snoring Spray to help the ranking. What that's going to do is when somebody puts in Stop Snoring Spray, post number 1 will be possibly, you know, the actual Stop Snoring Spray. The second one will be their blog post about how to stop snoring. The third one will be about stop snoring surgery. And it'll be, what you're starting to do is take over the top key of the top portion of the research for snoring spray blog posts. Get your friends and family to post in Google with relevant content. This is relevant stuff, and Google loves that. That's how you do it. Now, I was just sitting at the back of the room, and I put this slide up while Judy was talking because this is a good one. Do you know that bandana is actually spelled with 2 N's? That's the actual spelling of bandana. And so when we first started, I spelled it the right way. I put in Google Trends, the 2 spellings, and look at this. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? No. I mean, bandana with 1 N, incorrect spelling, totally crushes the other one. And it changed our, you know, our ranking for those terms when I started spelling it wrong. It's kind of crazy. But that's another tool you want to use is Google Trends. It will show you the trend of keywords by relevancy and how people search them. Anytime you're making content, make sure that you follow proper SEO principles. That's the title, the description, and the meta tags. Make sure you do that every time. Do it with the intent of being ranked for that keyword phrase. Okay? Once you create the content, then you want to syndicate it everywhere. How many of you know what syndication is? I'll tell you. You know what syndication is. That's why Jerry Seinfeld is so damn rich. That's why Bill Cosby is so rich. It wasn't the first run of their show, it was the syndication of the show. When it was played on multiple channels over and over till my kids can say the words as they're talking on the screen. Every time it got played, they got paid. Every time you can get your content played, you can get paid. So syndicate your content and use social media to do that. Use your friends and your family to do that. Let's say you make the Stop, Sit, and Dig for you. You know, you want to use a, you know, segmented set because you don't want the same person doing it over and over and over again because then they'll get kind of aware of it. But still, you want to make sure that you use those people close to you to help you move the ranking of your content up. In my local group, I've got just a few great people that have a lot of influence, and when I want something pushed out there, I can say, hey, can you retweet that for us? And you'll see 4 or 5 or 6 of us all retweeting it, and all of them got over 10,000 people following them, and that gets that pushed up really, really fast. So you want to make sure that you're using those sites that everybody's probably not aware of or not using any longer. Use your Dig. Use your, what's the other one? Stumble Upon. Okay? And bookmark those because those are high. This is delicious. Use those. And make sure you put all of your blog posts and content on those sites as well. That's going to help to distribute it out. Now here's one more tool. Once you create your video, use this. Actually, first put it on YouTube by itself directly. Then after you do that, go out to TubeMogul. Check the spelling because it's G-A-L. Maybe I spell it wrong. You know, I think I do UL all the time and get to the wrong place. You put it out on TubeMogul, and it will syndicate that video to all the other sites. Let me pull it back just so you can write it down right. Okay? So it'll automatically syndicate one video to multiple sites. I think it's up to 12 or 16 now. So you go out there, you register, you put that registration information in, and then you push your single video to multiple video blog sites. Helps to rank it really, really fast. You put the YouTube in first by itself, you know why? Because the first one gets all the juice, you know? So you want that to actually be at YouTube. You don't want to actually push it through here and maybe it ends up on Reaver first. You know, you want it to be on YouTube first. What you want to do is you want to use these tools to simplify your processes. That's what they're here for. They're tools. They're not something for us to just be all, ooh, there's the bubble. These are tools that will help us to simplify this process of pushing our content, ranking high for our keywords, and getting the kind of traffic that we want to make these sales. Now, how many times did I tell you about a Facebook page? Yeah, they're cool. They're cute. I'll push it over there after I push it all these other places. Facebook's a closed site. It won't be forever, but it's closed right now. Google does not see Facebook. Only Facebook sees Facebook. I think I want to go for the bigger and broader, and I duplicate it inside of Facebook, but that's not my first place. Same thing with Twitter, but Twitter is open. But you know what the problem with Twitter is? It's instantaneous. The only time people are going to see it is when you first tweet it. That's why if anybody follows me, they'd be like, damn, you tweeted that like 5 times. Yes, that's because everybody wasn't on the first time. Tie this technology to your automation of the processes, and you will get it. You will understand the value. Before I go, I want to talk about this lady. She was orphaned at the age of 7, married off at the age of 14, and had her first kid at 17. Then her husband died at 20. And she was losing her hair. You think? She probably could have lost her mind. I mean, come on. But she was losing her hair because she was trying to look like Beyonce every day. And she was so she went door to door with this product and started selling it. It's called Madam C.J. Walker. She's one of the top, so that's the economy of free. You know how everybody's saying you give something away and then you get the customer. So the free thing here was the demonstration. The free thing on my video is how to fold a bandana. You see what I'm saying? So it's the economy of free. And it became very, very popular. Very, very popular. So popular, in fact, that she couldn't keep up with the demand. She could only do so much. She could only knock on so many doors. She could only do so many demonstrations in a week. So she came up with a great idea. She took it to her social network. Well, she didn't have Facebook, LinkedIn, and all that kind of stuff. She just had her friends. And she started teaching them how to do the demonstration and how to sell the product. And of course, she gave them a portion of the proceeds. And from this, that business grew. It grew and grew and grew to the point where she ended up living in this house in the Hamptons. In 1917, a black woman is the first, listen to this, the first self-made millionaire female in this country ever. Madam C.J. Walker used these same tools back in 1917. But she had to go out and drum them up. You and I don't have to do that. We've got technology to automate this process. So this is nothing new. Stop trying to find the newness in it. Because the only thing that's new is the technology. The popcorn is it still tastes like damn popcorn. Marketing is still marketing. You use the tools to automate your marketing process. Ultimately, like I said, she employed over 3,000 people. Like I said, this is 1917. This is the first part of the last century. First self-made, and used the same techniques that have now been duplicated and are still working to this day at Tupperware, Mary Kay, Avon. Same techniques. They copied this very, very successful process. Okay, horns on. Turn out. Okay? Absolutely fantastic story. You come to me and you ask me, hey, John, how do I do X for my business? I can't tell you. I can help you, but I can't tell you. because each of us sell different products and we have different roadmaps. And you are the CEO, you are the driver of your company, you are the visionary. And you're going to have to roadmap this out for yourself. Either that or hire me to do it. I'm expensive. You don't want to do that. Well, yeah, you do. Please? It's like, no, I'm teasing. The thing is, though, take the time. Think about it in the whole new way. Don't focus in on the product. Focus in on what you want to do, and then you can take these tools to help you automate it. Sound good?
Yes.
Good. My name is John Lawson. I'm at ColderIce.com. You can get to me just by typing in Colder Ice on Google. I'm everywhere on there. But if you want those slides, shoot me an email, and I'll get you all the slides. All right?
All right.
How's that? Is that all right? I had already paid for it. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and take this vacation. Then I'm coming back.
You get started.
I was going to say questions. Questions. Go ahead.
In 2002, I got started. That's a great story.
So in 8 years, you've done all this.
I've probably done most of it in the last 3 or 4. Yeah. I mean, I didn't go full time until 2004. So I started in 2001. I was at the verge of bankruptcy. I was totally broke, okay? And I went and I had taken a trip because I had paid for it in like January. And I was going down to Belize. A fantastic trip, and I remember getting on the plane. And I'm like, damn, man, I got to come back from this trip because I'd already paid for it. So even though I was broke, I filed in the paperwork. I filled it out because we had bought a house as a, remember when everybody was flipping houses?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we thought we was going to be cute and flip a house. I still own that piece of crap property today. God. But I had to do it on a fixed income. And I couldn't do it the second I was going to flip it. And once the second mortgage started hitting, it started taking away all my savings and everything. I was ready to do this. And while I was on vacation, I checked my eBay page and I'd sold all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I can make next month. You know, and it snowballed. And that's how I got started. Yes, ma'am.
Nice story. But where did Colder Ice come from?
That's a long story.
Short version.
Oh, okay, because Mark asked me about this too, so I'll give you
Synopsis.
I'll give you the short version. Hold on, I gotta take a call. I'm teasing.
That's
I
right.
know they're supposed to be on vibrate. The fun part. So the deal is that in the South prior to integration, there was segregation, right? And so during segregation, blacks had to have their own stores because you couldn't go to Macy's. You know, you couldn't go and get anything. So blacks had their own shopping environments. And then came integration and the move of the 60s, and they're opened the doors for, you know, the Woolworths and the, you know, all that kind of stuff so you could spend the money. And it became, out of that, there was this saying that, oh, the white man's ice is colder. Because what would happen was that blacks now no longer would actually service the blacks. They were going past the black store to get downtown to Macy's to buy the same stuff. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the saying came from. So it's an old Southern, if you ask a black person about it in the South, they'll tell you about what the white man's ice is colder meant. And that's basically, it's like, look, we're selling the same thing. Why are you shopping down there? But hey, it was brand new and we'd never been there before, you know? So it was kind of interesting. So that's where Colder Ice came from, because I had that and I just flipped it around. But also at the same time, I wanted to find something nobody else had. So when I put in Colder Ice, like 2 words, well, guess what? All the ice makers came up, you know? So I put it together in 1 word, and it was like, wow, there was less than 200 results. If you put in Colder Ice now, there's over 20,000 results.
Wow.
And I did them all by using these processes. So when I say SMAT, social media as a test bed, I actually tested it, and it works.
Thank you. Good.
Cool? All right. Any more?
Questions?
Yeah, I get it, John. Do you really have sell advertising space on your check?